Live from Beirut, we're joined by Ghassan Salamé, who's Lebanon's Minister of Culture and former UN diplomat. Mr. Salamé, thank you very much for being with us here in France 24. We appreciate it. Tell us your assessment of the situation right now where you are, sir.
Inviting.
Over to you, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Give us your assessment, sir, of the situation where you are right now. What are your feelings?
The humanitarian situation is difficult, although I would correct some of the figures you have seen. We have passed the 1 million mark of displaced persons. Most, I would say 95%, have found a shelter, either privately or in shelters organized by the government. But it's true that we have problems with like 2 or 3% of them who do not want to go far. There are still shelters available in the northern part of the country, but they are refusing to move, and we cannot force them to move to these shelters, because the shelters in Beirut are now saturated, and it is the same in the third city of the countryside in the south. Now, politically, we have serious reasons to think that a land attack could take place anytime soon from the Israel side. First, because there are statements announcing that from members of the Israeli cabinet. Second, because we are getting information from friendly countries about movement and concentration of troops in the northern part of the country. And third, because leading personalities on the scene, such as Chancellor Merz or President Macron, are asking Israel not to attack, as if they have substantial evidence that the attack is on the verge of happening. Therefore, this is our main reason to fear an evolution of this conflict, which has already produced not only 1 million displaced, but some 1,000 people killed, a bit less than 1,000, that it will be now escalated into a full-fledged land war with the arrival of many tens of thousands of Israeli soldiers on the ground.
It's worth pointing out to people there was supposed to be a ceasefire in place since last November, but of course that has been broken many times, with both sides accusing each other of doing that. I'm wondering how you feel when the Israeli defense minister says displaced people, Lebanese families, won't be allowed to go home until he is ready.
I understand his position, but I cannot share it, because what happened is that a ceasefire, as you said, has been reached in November 2024. And since then, it has been violated not by both sides, but one side. The Hezbollah did not have any answer to the attacks it had to suffer in the past. But then it changed its mind. It changed its mind without consulting us, without consulting the other forces, political forces in the country, especially after the assassination of Ayatollah Khamenei, and the decision by the Israelis to concentrate 100,000 soldiers in the northern part of the country. I don't know which of the two reasons played a major role in their decision, but this is a decision for which we are paying the price. All Lebanese are paying the price right now.
Mr. Salamé, does Lebanon's future mean working with Hezbollah? Can Hezbollah be gotten rid of, as Israel wants?
Well, depending on what you are talking about. If it's an armed group, the decision taken by the government already in August and repeated after the latest launching of rockets last Monday by the same government is to impose the fact that only the government, legitimate authority, has the right to have weapons, to use them, etc. Therefore, that there is no place for other players with weapons on the Lebanese scene. And this applies certainly to Hezbollah, and certainly also applies to various Palestinian groups in the camps. So this is the official position of the government. On the other side, there is a political party called Hezbollah with members of parliament, a few of them, who are active in parliamentary affairs, and two members of the cabinet with not membership, but with affinities to the group, who are my colleagues in the cabinet. And I would differentiate, certainly, and the government has publicly differentiated last Monday in its decision between the political role played by the MPs and the cabinet members and the military activity. And the government has decided that the military activity is illegal, but that Hezbollah is welcome to play like any other Lebanese party in the political ground.
One can see why that is necessary if they're representing certain people, providing certain jobs and services. Some talk about a state within a state. That's something, of course, you could debate on a different level. But in terms of the armed militia, Mr. Salamé, does Lebanon need Israel's help to get rid of that? Can Lebanon do that by itself?
Well, we were doing that. The Lebanese army has been able to redeploy in areas of South Lebanon where it didn't have set foot for more than 50 years from the Palestinian times, where the Palestinians were in control of South Lebanon. So we were doing that, and we took the decision on August the 5th that from now on, only the government has the right to use arms and to possess arms in the country. And the army has been able also to collect a large number of weapons from Hezbollah in the past 10 months or so. So I can't say that the Lebanese army has been passive or that the government has turned the other. We were aware of the fact that the Hezbollah was like a state within a state or a state within a non-state, as has been the case for many years in the past, but we were ready to remedy this, and the army was ready to remedy this. Where we helped in order to do that, I'm not sure. We could have been helped if Israel has attacked less often the Lebanese territory during the past 15 months, or if the prisoners taken by Israel were released, or if Israel has shown some kind of appreciation of what has been done on the ground. But nothing of this happened. And we certainly do not rely on the Israelis to do our job. But we ask the Israelis and other countries to allow us to do our job more efficiently. And we ask, in particular, friendly countries to give a Lebanese army that has been the poor relative of the military establishment in the Middle East, to give this Lebanese army the means and ammunitions and material it needs in order to implement that decision.
Ghassan Salamé, thank you so much for joining us in France 24. We appreciate your time. We appreciate that you are there in Beirut where the shelling is still happening. So do stay safe, sir. Thank you for joining us. Ghassan Salamé, the Minister of Culture of Lebanon. Thank you once again.
Thank you.